Hey everybody, my name is Megan Coleman and I'm an education content designer at Michaels. And today I'm here to make this mixed media canvas with you. And this is coming from our blue kit, the Have Fun kit. So this is our first craft of the third week of camp. There are 4 weeks of camp. So you want the blue kit for this week, and then there's one more kit for one more week. And we hope that you keep joining us. So as we said, make sure that you ask any questions you have in the Q&A and let me know if you have anything that you want to talk about or go over, or if you need me to slow down or anything like that, or if you have any suggestions, because sometimes there's some good suggestions too. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to my other camera so you can see me opening up this blue box. So the blue kit for Camp Creatology is here. The kit is in the stores. You can also buy it online. So if you don't have this kit, it's going to make things a little bit trickier to make this with me right now. But the good news is that these videos are already available online, so you can watch them online. And you don't have to do it right this second. You can go and watch it whenever you're ready, whenever you have the kit in front of you. So I'll give some suggestions of some other items if you don't have the kit, but the kit is always going to be the best way to do it. So when I open this kit up, we have our lovely instruction guide. And today we're going to be making the mixed media canvas with the alligator in a bikini on it. I love this project. But this is a really cool booklet and it has stickers in the back. So here's our little bikini alligator going on. And there's some coloring and some different activities. So have fun with that. And then we have all the supplies. So there's enough supplies in this box for 3 different people to make this craft, or for you to make it 3 different times if you want to. But you're going to need this canvas that already has the alligator printed on it. The other things you're going to need are, you're going to need 3 pieces of paper. You're going to need an orange piece of paper, a yellow piece of paper, and a green piece of paper. So here's my yellow, green, and orange. Orange, green, and yellow paper. Then you're going to have a sheet of stickers in your box that are going to be for our alligator. So this is our alligator's bikini and some little sandals on the feet and on the tail and some glasses. So you're going to need this little pack of stickers. Another thing you're going to want is a stencil. So there are a couple different stencils in your pack for a couple of different projects. So the stencil that we're going to use today has circles in it. There's going to be a big circle and a little circle. So this big circle, little circle, I don't know if you can see that or not, is going to be the template that we're going to use. There's also an alligator template. So you need your alligator template. It looks like a weird little lizard snake thing because it doesn't have his feet yet, but we're going to add the feet, so don't worry. And then what else do we need? We need some paint, because we're going to paint on this canvas. With our paint, we're going to need a paintbrush. So don't forget about your paintbrush. And some scissors, some glue, and a couple of, oh, here they are, a couple of sequins. So I'll go over that again and we can make sure that we have everything that we need. We are going to use our printed canvas. That's the first step. We have our orange, green, and yellow paper. We have the template that has 2 circles on it, a big circle and a little circle. We have our stickers. We have our alligator template. We have our paint, paintbrush, glue, scissors, sequins. And if you have a pencil, a little bit of paper towel or a napkin, and maybe a little cup of water, that will help for painting. If you don't have the cup of water and the other things, that's okay. We'll make it work without those. But that should be what we need in order to go ahead and get ourselves started. So let me check and see. Is there yarn on this one? Oh, yep, you're right. Thank you for reminding me. There's yarn. We have our dark green, light green, yellow, and orange. So we do need that yarn also. We have dark green, light green, yellow, and orange. Now I think we're ready. It is okay if it's a pen. It's okay if it's a pencil. That's just going to be for tracing our design later on. So I'm also working on a big piece of paper or on a paper plate just to kind of keep my table from becoming a mess. So you're welcome to do the same thing and help yourself out by putting this on a plate. So the first thing we're going to do today with our mixed media canvas is we're going to paint. So you have these little pots of paint, and if you can't open these, you might want to get an adult to help you out with that, or maybe an older brother or sister. But you can open up one color at a time. You can open up all the colors, whatever you'd like to do. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to open up my blue, and I'm going to paint a nice blue sky all the way behind my alligator. So I'm going to use a light blue, this light blue right here. And I'm going to dip my paintbrush into the blue, and you might need to stir it up a little bit. And then I'm going to paint. Now, there's a big circle on the background, and we actually do not need to paint inside of that big circle because there's going to be a sun. So there's going to be a sun with some yarn on it. There's going to be an alligator with some yarn on it. If you don't have the yarn, that's fine because it's just kind of an extra little pop. You don't absolutely need it to make the project. So I'm going to be painting the light blue, and I want you to do the same thing. Let's paint this whole background light blue. So I'm going over the top of the waves. There we go. And I'm going to leave that circle blank because that's eventually where we're going to put a sun. So we don't need to paint that in. I'm going to be careful around his teeth because they are sharp and because I don't want to get the blue inside of his mouth. There we go. And I'm just going to keep going, painting this light blue all over the back of my canvas at the top. Make a really nice blue sky. Makes me want to go play outside. Hope that you have a blue sky at your house today too. So it doesn't have to be perfect. If you go out of the lines a little bit, that's all right because we're going to cover it up with another alligator. Here we go. Now I'm going around the umbrella. I'm also going to go ahead and leave this cloud white because most of the clouds that I see are like white or gray. So I'm not going to color it in. I'm going to leave it white. And I'm leaving the big circle white so that I can put the sun down later on. If you get into that little space, that's okay. We'll cover it up with our sun. And I'm just going to keep painting until my whole background is going to be this beautiful sky blue. Looking for a good summer day. If you have any questions, make sure that you put them in the question and answers, and I'll see if I can get them for you as we go. Let me see how we're doing. I think we look good so far. So if it's going too fast or too slow, you might want to just take a break and watch for a little bit. And remember that this video is going to be online, so you can always go back and watch it again later when you have more time or when you have all the right supplies or something like that. Now here's the umbrella and here's the water, but in between the umbrella and the water, we're going to put a little bit more sky. So I'm going to go in between the umbrella and the water. I'm going to put some sky right there too with this beautiful light blue. Kind of looks like this color I know called Caribbean blue. Reminds me of some beautiful water. There we go. I'm going to leave that little spot because that's the bottom of his cup. Or his cup, the bottom of his hat. Silly. All right. So we got a lot of beautiful blue. And now I am going to go back and I'm going to paint the water. So I'm going to paint this water underneath with a little dark blue. And just so you kind of see where we're going, I just did the background with this light blue, and now I'm going to do the water with this dark blue, and then I'm going to keep going from there. So I'm going to switch colors, and if you happen to have water in a little bit of a cup, you can swish it around. It is going to be pretty, I agree. And then if you have a paper towel or a napkin or something, you kind of want to paint your paper towel or paint your napkin until it stops making blue. And when it stops making blue, then you know that your brush is clean enough to switch to a different color and it's not going to mess it up. So I'm going to close up the light blue so I don't spill. And I'm going to open up my dark blue for those beautiful waves.
Hey, Megan, can you remind us what kit we're doing?
Yeah, we're using the blue kit. It's called the Have Fun Kit, and you can find it at your Michaels store or online. Any other questions you see? I think we're good. So now I'm painting in this dark blue above the words have fun, around our alligator, and over here underneath this pretty sky also. So these are some awesome colors that they picked out of paint for us. And I bet you're going to have plenty of extra paint if you want to paint something else, maybe a piece of paper, or if your adults say it's fine, you can paint on rocks. That's always a fun place to paint too. I love painting rocks. It's one of my favorite things. Very relaxing. Then you can hide them for people to find when they're taking a walk. So I'm going through and I'm making this beautiful wave, just going up and down, adding some of this dark blue color. And we have sky and we have water. Now, if you want to make yours crazy colors, you are allowed to do that. This is all about having fun. So it doesn't have to look like a real picture. It can look however you want it to look. So if your water is pink, that's fine. Your water can be pink. Now I'm painting in the water underneath the sky and above the sand and next to the alligator. So I think I did a pretty good job of painting in some really cool looking water. Hopefully yours is looking good too. Ooh, it'll dry and it'll look even better. Now I want to switch colors again. So if you happen to have water, you can dip your paintbrush in some of the water and then go ahead and paint on a napkin. And just like we did before, keep painting on the napkin until it stops showing up that dark blue color. And then when the dark blue color stops showing up, you're ready to switch. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and paint some sand. Paint some sand, and then I can take a break if you need to catch up. So just keep going as best you can. I'm going to stir this up a little bit. I'm going to make my sand this bright orange color because it's really pretty. So here I go. Now, when we do the letters, we're going to do the letters last. So the letters are going to go on top of the sand. So if I go a little over the lines, it's okay because I'm going to put a little bit of paint on the top of that. And so it's going to cover up some of my mistakes. So if you can't get perfectly around the lines of your letters, that's okay. Just do the best you can. These are nice little tiny brushes, so I bet you could, if you just take it slow, nice and easy, you can probably get in there as best as you can. You can start thinking about what colors you want those letters to be. In the one that I already have done, I have pink and green, but you can do all different kinds of colors. You can do, it doesn't have to be all pink or all green. You can mix up the colors. So you can think about what you want to do when you're writing those letters. And I'm just going in between all the letters and getting all the orange sand as best I can. And I'm remembering to have fun because that's what it says to do. So I will keep slowing down as we go on the sand so that you can kind of catch up. And have a second to enjoy the painting process. It's very relaxing. I live in Dallas, Texas, and it is very hot outside. It's 96 degrees right now. So it's very hot, and I'm glad I'm inside making arts and crafts with you. It's a nice thing to do on a hot, hot day. These kits are great too because they're in a little mini suitcase, so you can take it on a trip with you. We have camp next week too, so if you don't already have that kit, you can grab it. And even if you're going on vacation or going somewhere, you can take that kit with you because it's in a little suitcase. So that's kind of fun. And if you make any little mistakes, it's not going to be the end of the world, so don't worry about that. The next kit, I think, is red. I'm actually not positive, but I think it's red because we already did purple and we already did green. So I think the last kit is the red kit. I wonder if anybody else did any of the other kits. The other kits have been really fun. There is a really cool lion collage with some different kinds of paper. That was a really fun one in the last kit, in the green kit. And we made a sun catcher zebra. I helped make this one with the green kit, so that was really fun. So if you didn't already do those crafts, you can always go back. The videos are online and you can watch them. So even if you missed a week, you can go back and still pick up all those fun crafts. So I hope you're having fun painting this. It says to have fun, so we have to. It's what the painting says. And I'm getting some sand all over the place. Whoa, we had a couple people in the chat saying that they already did all the kits, which is awesome. That's a lot of projects. So there's 4 kits and there's 3 projects in each one. That's 12 kits. That is a very productive summer. I'm impressed. So I'm going to keep going behind here and I'm going to color in all this sand. I think all of this is sand. It's hard to tell with this alligator over here. I'm going to color that in for the orange sand. There we go. Ooh, it's looking so good. These colors are awesome. They are popping. They are having fun. So far we've painted the blue, light blue sky. We've painted some dark blue water and we painted some orange sand. The next thing we have to do is going to be to paint in the words. So I'm going to switch colors again. I'm going to put a little bit of water on my paintbrush if you have it. I'm going to paint on my paper towel until the orange disappears. There we go. And then you can decide how you want to do this next part. So maybe you want to paint them all the same color. Maybe you want to keep changing colors. It's up to you what you want to do. So let's see, what do I want to do? I think I'm going to use pink and green. And I'm going to go every other letter. So the first one, I'm going to do pink for the H. Now your orange is still going to be wet, so you don't want to drag too much orange in there. Just do the best you can. We can always come back and touch it up later if we want to. So I did the pink. I'm going to skip the letter A because I'm going to make that one green. And I'm going to go to the V and I'm going to make the V pink. There we go. And then I'm going to skip down and make the U pink. So I painted in the H, the V, and the U. You can make them all different colors, or you can make them all the same color. It's up to you. I'm going to switch colors and I'm going to switch to my light green next. My water in my cup is getting murky. That definitely happens when you keep mixing all the colors together. So I'm going to paint my paper towel or napkin until it's clear. And then I'm going to switch to the green. So I'm going to color the other letters I haven't colored yet in this beautiful green. It's almost like a neon green. Very cool. Very summery, very festive. There we go. We have a little bit more painting to do, and then we're going to put it to the side and we're going to start making some of the other pieces. So this project is called a mixed media canvas, and mixed media means there's lots of different kinds of mediums. So painting is one medium, yarn or fiber is another medium, and having things that are 3D make a different kind of feel to it. So when you mix all those together and do lots of things on the same canvas, it's called mixed media art. So far we're on the first medium, which is painting. And I think we're doing a good job. I hope you are too. So next week is the last week of camp, but there'll still be plenty of time for you to go back and watch videos. So if you can't do it next week, you can always do it the week after that or the week after that, and the videos are still going to be online for you to watch. So I have all of this done, but I still need to paint my umbrella. I'm going to paint my umbrella and I'm going to paint the hat for the alligator. So the one I already made, I have a pink and green umbrella and I have an orange hat for my alligator. So I'm going to do something pretty similar here. But remember, I don't have to color this part and I don't have to color the clouds. So I'm going to leave the green. I guess I didn't need to wash off my green brush, but it doesn't hurt. And I'm going to do every other on my umbrella. So this first part of the umbrella is going to be this green color, and then I'm going to switch over to the pink. We got to get the inside of the umbrella also. I think I need to do here. And again, you can make this a different color if you don't want to do green and pink. That's okay. It is your choice. I'm going to switch colors. We're not going to do the whole kit today. We're just doing the mixed media, but we have more classes on Wednesday and on Friday so that you can do the other projects that are on the kit. Okay. Oh, pink, that's what I was doing. Okay. So I wonder if some of you know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile. Now, I don't think I've ever seen either one of them in person, maybe at a zoo, but definitely not in person. But there are some differences between alligators and crocodiles. And there's only one place where they both live in the same spot, and that's in Florida. I think that this one's an alligator because it's got a round nose, got like a U-shaped nose instead of a V-shaped nose. So I think it's an alligator. But, you know, I could be wrong. I feel like this umbrella is looking fantastic. And then I just need to add my hat. And then I think I'm done painting and we can start moving on. You're right. The nose is what tells the difference between the alligator and the crocodile. I probably don't want to see either one of them. They might scare me a little bit. So I'm going to use orange. And there's a little bit of the hat down here, just a little tiny triangle. Did you catch that? And then I'm going to do the top part of the hat. And I'm going to leave the glasses because we have a really cool sticker and I'm going to leave the sunshine, and I'm going to leave the clouds alone. There we go. And I don't know, I'm going to do this inside part 2 just in case. I don't remember if it gets covered up or not. So far this is looking pretty funny. I love that the alligator doesn't have any legs yet, and it just looks like a big worm on the beach. So that's pretty funny. So go ahead and take a second and see what you can finish up to catch up with us. And I will start talking about what we need for the next part. And we're going to kind of put this off to the side to dry. So I'm not going to start the next part yet. I'm just going to talk about the supplies so everybody can have a minute to kind of catch up. All right, so let's see. The next part, what we're going to do is we are going to use some yarn because that's the next media. We're going to use some yarn and some construction paper to make a sun. We're going to use, I think it's some more paper and wrap it in yarn and some stickers to make the alligator. And then we're going to add in our sequins. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find your 4 colors of yarn, dark green and light green for the alligator. If you only have one, that's fine. And then yellow and orange for the sun. And if you only have one of those, that's fine too. Whatever you have, we can work with. And then you are also going to need your sequins. And the way you're going to attach those sequins is using a little bit of glue. So I need to make sure that I find my glue again. And you need some scissors to cut all those different things. And our stencils. So we have our 3 pieces of paper, yellow, green, and orange. We have an alligator stencil. We have a stencil that has these 2 circles. Boop, boop. I'm booping those out so that they're ready to go. Circles. Stickers. This is the bikini. Oh, I can't wait to put that outfit on this alligator. It's gonna look so good. So those are all the things that we need to do the next part. So if you're still painting, that's okay. And you can always come back and watch the rest of this video if you get lost or if you fall too far behind. So don't worry about that. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to trace our alligator body. And then we're going to wrap some yarn around the alligator body. So our alligator body is going to be green. And our alligator body template looks like that. So the way we're going to get this alligator to be able to cut out is we need to use a pencil, we need to use a pen, a marker, anything that makes marks on paper. You can take that and you can trace. Whoop, around his belly, whoop, around his tail, over his eyeballs, over his long snout, into his mouth, and around the bottom of his mouth. So I traced that alligator. Can you see that? And now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut him out. I'm going to cut this alligator out. Sometimes when I'm cutting, I like to cut kind of around the whole shape and then go back in and cut it more exact. So that's one of my little cutting tips, but you can do it however you like. The nose is going to be the trickiest part. There's just a little tiny wedge to get out of there. And a long snoot. I'm taking this little tiny triangle wedge. Boop. Ah. And now I have an alligator mouth. I'm going to go around his belly. All right. And then I still have a little bit to cut out by the tail. And I have a little bit to cut out by the eyeballs. Bloop. Bloop. you've ever seen these eyeballs sticking out of water, I bet it was a little bit scary. Unless it was at the zoo. All right, I cut out my alligator. I hope that you were able to cut out yours too. If you need help cutting with your scissors, you can always ask a grown-up, see if they'll help you, maybe an older brother or sister will cut out your alligator for you. This alligator is going to go on this blank spot, so we're letting this dry while we're getting the alligator ready. And what we're going to do to get the alligator ready is we're going to take some yarn, and it says to use 20 inches of yarn. So you might not have a ruler, but that's in too bad. My scissors actually has a ruler on it, but it's in centimeters. I just now noticed that. So I don't know if you know this, but if you take your finger and make a little knuckle, this is 1 inch. So you can count it that way, or honestly, you can just guess. That's fine. But we're going to take about 20 inches of light green and 20 inches of dark green yarn to wrap all around this alligator. So let's see what I can do. Ooh, I have another idea. I think this canvas is 4 inches long. I used to be a math teacher. So since the canvas is 4 inches long, we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because 5 times 4 is 20. Ha, ha, ha. What a good trick. So I have about 20 inches. If it's not perfect, that's okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my dark green. And I'm going to use my same trick with my canvas. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that makes for 20 inches of green yarn. So I have 20 inches of green yarn, dark green and of light green. And I'm going to wrap this alligator up. So I'm going to take one of the colors and I'm going to put it on the back of the alligator is where I'm going to start. I'm going to hold that with my finger. And then I'm going to wrap, 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 wrap. If your yarn has a little knot in it, you just need to use your fingernails to open that knot up so that you can get all of your yarn out. If you're struggling, maybe you can ask a grown-up to help you. Wrapping this alligator up in light green. It's okay if it makes crisscrosses or if it makes straight lines. Just wrap that yarn all the way around. It's just adding some fun, funky texture for this alligator. And this alligator is also going to wear a bikini, so it's going to be all kinds of fashionable. So I'm going to tuck my little end in underneath some of this other string so that it doesn't really pop up. If you want it to, you can cut it and glue it down, but I'm just going to tuck it underneath here, kind of like almost a little half knot or something. This is the front of my alligator because it's going to go back down on our canvas. And then I'm going to take the dark green yarn and I'm going to start it on the back again. And I'm going to wrap all the way around. Wrap. And you can wrap it so that you leave some of the light green. So you have light green and kind of dark green stripes. This part doesn't need to be perfect, just however you can get it wrapped. I mean, have you ever wrapped an alligator before? I have not. So it's okay if we're not perfect the first time we ever wrap an alligator. So I'm going to tuck this little piece of string underneath here. And I got it all wrapped up. So my alligator is wrapped up. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the stickers. And you have bikini bottoms, which are very silly looking. So this sticker is the bikini bottoms and it goes down here because I guess that's where an alligator wears a bikini. I don't really know. And then you're going to take some glasses, and the glasses are going to go up top, like right where those eyeballs are. I love these glasses. These are so cute. Look at how cute. Oh my God, I'm wearing sunglasses. And this alligator definitely needs the little bikini top. So I'm going to put the bikini top right here. And then we have some more stickers that are going to help make for the legs. And I'm going to kind of hold on to them until we put them down onto the canvas. So my canvas is almost dry. I wonder if yours is almost dry too. So we're going to go ahead and put our bikini alligator off to the side. And then we're going to put these stickers to the side because we're still going to add some more legs. And we're going to go to the yellow and the orange string. So I'll try and show you with the yellow and the orange string how I'm opening this up. So you can't really pull on this because of this knot. So you can use your fingers and you can pull on this loop and this loop. And if it's opening up and making more space, you're on the way to undoing that knot. So keep going and then you'll have it. I'm going to do the same thing on the yellow. So I'm going to look for some spaces to pull with my fingernails. And if you can get some of it loose, then you're on your way to undoing that knot. So if you're having a hard time with the string, you can skip the string part because it's still going to have a 3D alligator picture, and you don't have to do the string part if you don't want to. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some yellow paper, and we're going to take our circle stencil, and we're going to take our orange paper, and our orange paper, we're going to use the same stencil. We're going to make an orange circle for the back of the sun, and we're going to make a small circle for the front of the sun. And then we're going to use our string to make some of the sunshine rays. So if you can't make the rays, that's okay. You can just cut your paper and make your own rays. So I'm going to do the small circle on the yellow paper. I'm going to trace the big circle on the orange paper. And then I'm going to cut these two out. So I'm going to find my scissors and I'm going to cut the little yellow circle. And I'm going to cut the larger orange circle. There we go. So a little yellow circle, a big orange circle, and those are going to make the sun. Now, if you don't want to mess with the yarn, you can stop right there and you can glue those together and you can make your sun. But if you feel like messing with the yarn a little bit, you're going to cut little strips. They're going to be almost 2 inches long. So this is a little bit like 1 3/4 of an inch, almost 2 inches long. And I'm going to cut, let's see, maybe 3, 4, 5 of those. And I'm going to do the same thing with the orange. Maybe I think I only need 4. I don't need 5. So I cut an extra one. And I'm going to cut little strips of orange. If you don't have something to measure with, that's okay. Just a little strip will do. Probably a little bit longer than the orange sunshine is how long you're trying to cut. And you're going to cut 4 of those pieces. So 4 oranges and 4 yellows are going to be for the rays of sunshine. Yeah, and if you wrapped up your little alligator, when you flip them over, if you have an extra piece of string, you can tuck that extra piece of string underneath some of the other wraps, and that'll kind of help it keep stuck down. Or if you actually want to use glue to stick it down, you can do that too. So if you don't have yellow paper, you can use just orange, and you can make both pieces out of the sun, out of orange. And we're definitely going to need our glue for this next part. So I'm going to take the big orange circle and I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to take my yellow string and I'm going to break this circle in half. And again, I can't stop being a math teacher, but when you draw a line across a circle, there's a name for it. When you draw a line all the way across the circle, it's called the diameter. So here comes a line of glue. I'm having a hard time with my glue. What's going on, glue? Oh, it just needed to pop apparently. I thought maybe it had a stopper on it, but I can't tell. I'm going to stick my paintbrush in here a little bit. Oh, it does have a stopper. So the stopper, that might be hard. You might need somebody to help you get that part off. But I use my fingernail to get the glue stopper off. And now my glue is going to be much easier to squeeze. So there is a little glue stopper that you need to get off of there. You're just opening your kit for the very first time. And then I have this glue. And like I said, I'm going to draw a diameter, a straight line all the way across with my glue. And I'm going to put that yellow string going straight across to make my first ray of sunshine. Oh, there we go. I cut my circle in half and made my first ray of sunshine. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a line going the other way to break it into fourths. There we go. Beautiful. And if your string hangs off your sun, that's great because that means the rays are coming towards the alligator and they're getting ready. Then I need to make 2 more lines. So I'm going to break this X in half. And I'm going to break this X in half. So I'm making 2 more lines of yellow. Breaking it into half again. And breaking it into half again. So if you cut a circle in half, and in half again, that means that you have 8 slices. You have 1/8 of the whole entire circle. Half of half of half is 1/8. There we go. And then you also have some orange. So we're going to put the orange in between each one of these yellows. So here comes some orange in between each one of these yellows. It can get sticky, so be careful. Orange.
Hey, Megan, how long are each of your little pieces?
They're not quite 2 inches. They're about 1.75. So really, if you just measure your string as wide as your circle is and make it a little bit longer, that would be perfect if you don't have something to measure with. We're almost finished. So after we do this sunshine, we're going to attach it all to the same canvas to make our mixed media masterpiece. And then we're going to have the cutest alligator canvas. So I have a big pile of yarn, and you probably do too. And then I'm going to cover up that center of the yarn with my last little yellow circle. So if you still have your little yellow circle handy, put some glue on the back of that and slap it down in the middle. It's definitely going to take some drying, but that's okay. So I'm going to put the sun on the blank space in my canvas. I'll put some glue down on my canvas. I'll pick up my sun very carefully. Ooh, and I will place it right there. Sunshine, looks good. And then I can glue down my alligator and I can add my alligator feet. So for the sun, you took your little pieces of string. I'm going to show you on this circle. And you're going to put a piece of string across, 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 and across. So you're going to have 4 pieces of string that make up those 8 pieces. And if you want fewer strings, if they're getting too jumbly or something like that, that's fine. You don't have to use all 4 of them. And then once you have those glued down, you can go back and you can put in the orange ones or the yellow ones. And then you put the little circle on top, your little yellow circle, and that's how we made that sun right there. So that's pretty cool. So if you're starting to finish up, I can't wait to see these. I hope they turned out really, really awesome. If a grown-up wants to share them on Instagram, we have Learn with Michaels, and you can use the hashtag Learn with Michaels, and we can show your pictures if that's cool with your grown-up. So here we go. Ooh, yes, yes, bikini alligator. And we do have a couple more stickers at the bottom. So there is a sticker for the arm. That's the long one that kind of looks like a pickle, if you ask me. That sounds good. And I'm going to put the arm right here on the side of the bikini. Oh, I just have this arm right here so I can carry my wallet. And then you're going to have two little legs at the bottom. They're just stickers and they're wearing orange sandals to match that sand. Hot, hot, hot. The floor is lava. Be careful. And you're going to also put that sticker on the bottom. Ta-da! And we have the most adorable alligator bikini wearing. This alligator is giving me all kinds of summer vibes. I'm loving the shades. I'm loving the bikini. And I'm loving the message that the alligator is giving us to just have fun. So that was really fun. I hope that you had a lot of fun too. If you are lost or if you're stuck on a part, please go back and watch the video again and I can help you out. And I hope that you have a really great day and a happy 4th of July. So we'll see you later. Have a good time.